What other people think about you doesn't define who you are. You may have friends that have deserted you. You may have family members that won't talk to you. You may have a spouse that doesn't appreciate you and maybe doesn't even want to be around you sometimes. But that doesn't affect your worth. You know, every one of us, every man and woman, we have a God-shaped hole inside of us. And we can try to fill that up with drugs. We can try to fill it up with alcohol, with sex, and with the approval of other people, but it's never going to work. The only thing that can fill that God-shaped hole is a relationship with the true and living God. And when you come to Him, and come to Him just as honest as you can and say, God, I thought that I was just really hurting everybody else, and maybe that I was just hurting myself, but I realized that it is against you and against you only that I have sinned, that I have separated us by my sin, by my actions. And I know that there's nothing that I can do to bridge that gap. I know that there's nothing that I can do to make it okay. But I know that you sent your Son and that He lived a perfect life and that you are pleased with Him. And I know that He stood in the place of punishment that I deserved and died the death that I had earned. And God, I believe that. I believe that with all that's within me. You know, when you do that, God calls you loved. He calls you a son. He calls you a daughter. He calls you accepted in the beloved. He says, come on in, I have a place for you. Sit right here in the place of honor. Sit right here in my throne with my Son, because that is the place that I have for you. And I would love to tell you that when you do that, that everybody else just kind of, they get it. That they just come along and they come around, but that may not be the case. You know, some of those relationships may never be repaired. Some of those bridges may never be rebuilt. And the world, as you know it, all those that you care about, they may forget about you, but God will remember you.